Hi everyone, my name is Samanthajamezz. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have a pick a card for you and it's going to be first impressions. What do people notice first about you? We have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. Now, if you're new to pick a cards, what you're going to do is pause the video, figure out which crystal or pile you're drawn to the most, go down below in the description box, find your timestamp, and I will see you all at your reading. For those of you who like to pick your pile with the crystal on top, here is your opportunity to do so. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. Hi, pile number 1. If you chose this beautiful crystal, this is for you. What do people notice first about you? What is your first impression? We have mastery, the eagle spirit. We have overcoming difficulties. Nurture, I am connected, and for your tarot cards we have the High Priestess and the Magician. Okay, so what people notice first about you is that you're a very connected, divine, and intuitive person. Now you're probably thinking, well, how, if people don't know anything about spirituality, how do they see me as such? I'm not saying that they believe in the divine necessarily, but have you ever met a person that was very connected in whatever religion or community they were involved in, and they just had this contentness that kind of came with them, this inner knowing? It's kind of like an aura, kind of like a glow, like a silent confidence, if you will. People notice that about you. They notice you being very feminine, very intuitive, but this can flip-flop if you're a guy or a girl watching, but you have a good balance of feminine and masculine energy, and we'll get into the masculine energy in a second. But they kind of see you as someone that has a particularly soft side to you, a particularly nurturing side. You have the capacity to be a mother. Maybe you're a mother to your friends, or you're just very conscientious and very caring, and you notice like subtle calls. You're very aware. Yeah, you're very aware. You're very conscientious. And it comes with, your first impression being like, wow, this woman or man is very strong in their power. They just have like an authenticity to them. And they see you being very connected to your faith, whatever that faith may be. It could just be that you're very spiritual. But there's also like a good amount of masculine energy, like a hardness that comes with you. We have overcoming difficulties. The worst is now behind you. So that might be a message for some of you that you need to hear right now. But I'm taking this card more as you've been through it. You have had a tough life and a tough past, and you've been through it, and you have this strength and this intuition because of your experiences, because of the things that you learned. And there is a wisdom that comes with that, because anyone can go through something difficult. That's called life, but being able to learn from your mistakes and grow and kind of nurture yourself in a very connected way. Now that is wisdom. That's true wisdom. And that's people's first impression of you is that oh, this girl or this guy has gone through it. You're soft, but you're also tough. With the Magician here, it's about manifestations. It's about almost like wish fulfillment in a way. I always read the Magician as kind of not wish fulfillment, but it's cooking, you did the work, the divine recognizes above that below, you're out here manifesting whatnot, whatever that routine may be for you. And it's when you get the Magician, it's it's on its way. So separate message I'm getting for some of you, group number 1, is that maybe you've been going through it right now in the current state, and side message from spirit is they see you out here manifesting, practicing your affirmations, and the worst is now behind you. Okay, so that just might be something that someone needs to hear. But what people first notice about you is you have a balance of feminine and masculine energy. At one hand, you're soft and nurturing, motherly, connected, divine, beautiful. gorgeous. I'm seeing stylish. And then on the other hand, it's like, don't fuck with you, but not in like death card kind of way. It's not super intense. It's just very, it's not super, it's kind of bold, but it's like, it's just like, you're intimidating, you know, it's like an aura you give off, and not intimidating like you're a bitch, but intimidating like you might outsmart the average person. You might like, you just don't want to fuck with someone like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're intimidating because of your wisdom, because of you have this inner knowing. You're like in on a secret that nobody knows about, and you're very confident because of it. You're very content because you know that you got your spirit guides and everything is going to be okay. You know that there's cycles and trials and tribulations to this thing called life. And you've mastered it almost. You know, you've definitely moved past the point of freaking out. You've come towards acceptance, towards the light. And now you know what to expect. You know how to get what you want, whether that's out here manifesting with the High Priestess and Magician. But people, when they first meet you, they just know that, you know, not to fuck with you. And it's like, again, it's not in an aggressive way. It's more just like, you're no one could manipulate you. You know, like you could see right through people's bullshit, and people that are like that, because we know there's people like that, these like vampires that kind of seek out like doormats and passive people and weakling people that they can gaslight and manipulate and be out here telling them all sorts of lies to, whether that's in the real world or dating world, however that may resonate. And people see you and they're like, there's no fucking way. You know, if they are that type of person that is like, likes to pry on the weak and manipulate or get into relationships with women or men that they know that they can abuse. And it's very common, so don't get it twisted. This happens to men all the time by women, and it happens to women all the time by man. So it's not one or the other. This happens all the time. This situation right now going on in our society where we manipulate and gaslight people, that shit needs to come to a fucking end. We're in 2020, and I'm not even really speaking out of any personal experience. I'm single. I've been single for a long time now. I just have seen from my own friends' experiences, just from people trying me, that there's just a lot of insecure people out there, and they just really want to pry on weak people. And I just see that there's this like radar that goes off with you, group number one, when people meet you, and it's like, like we aren't gonna fuck with so-and-so because like we just know like off the top that there's no fucking with them. Side note, another thing that people notice, this is gonna be really weird, but you might have really good posture, like low-key, and if you're a man, you might be very, very muscular, have a very developed like back, chest, neck kind of area. And then if you're a woman, you're also very fit. Maybe you go to the gym, or you have your own little routine that you do, or you're just very healthy, and people notice that. Off the top. Also for the women, it could be for the men too. I'm getting that your hair is really shiny, really healthy, really nice. So people notice that about you. They also see that you're very kind. You know, like I said earlier, you don't come off intimidating in like a savage, like I'll cut you type of way. You just like, you know, are very wise. It'd be like running into Dumbledore, you know, like, are you really gonna like try something on my man Dumbledore? Like, no, I don't think so. So not that's like so comparable to you, but you know what I'm saying. And yeah, so there's still like an element of kindness to you that people quite like. You know, they really see that softness. And I think you are also someone that would connect with all sorts of different people. Like, I don't see that you have much judgment. You don't have that filter where you like separate people. I think you're open and welcoming to anybody that you meet of any background, any cultural difference, if you don't even think about it twice, you don't care. So in that sense, you're very approachable. Although I think like when it comes to dating or stuff like that, you might be a little intimidating to people. Okay, so I'm gonna pull some Moonology Oracle cards again with me announcing, but come on. It's like if I don't announce and I shuffle off camera, it's like where the fuck did that come from, you know? And usually some really great shit pops out, just like this one. Oh my god. Okay, so we have balance, spirituality, and practicality. I don't think I've ever seen this card in this whole deck. I didn't even know it existed. So full moon in Pisces, you might be a Pisces or have like water energy, Piscean energy, Cancer, Scorpio. You might have that in your chart. But yeah, you know, as I was saying, people see you as someone that can be very content in your faith. You know, you don't have to like shove it down people's throat. You just are very at peace and at one with it. And that's really the very high vibrational energy. So you might be an old soul. You might be a starseed, something along that line. You might just be very mature. But you do have this great balance going on between feminine and masculine energy, between spirituality and practicality. Like your head isn't completely in the clouds is what I'm seeing. You know, you could have like a very spiritual nature, but you understand, like I said, how things work. You've mastered that, and you are very grounded, and people notice that. Okay, so I'm gonna pull some astrology cards. I don't know why, but I'm always curious to see what signs associated, and y'all seem to resonate with it. So, oh my god, I almost broke a nail. Guys, I have to get my nails done. Like, I'm so sick of looking at this nail color on my videos especially. Okay, motherfucker, pop out. So what signs might be associated with this reading? I guess Spirit doesn't want me. So Aquarius keeps popping out. So you might be an Aquarius. You might just have Aquarius energy. And for me, I feel like that's this kind of inner wisdom. Also very approachable, very easy to talk to all sorts of different types of people. Like there's no judgment. Don't have to be, but you know, it just might be, oh my god. And then we have Pisces. It just might be the kind of energy that you emulate that's just very like kind of describes an Aquarius. So yeah, we have Pisces. This energy is wistful, endlessly loving, compassionate, and forgiving. Yeah, so it's like there's this part of you that is very free, and there's also like a part of you that is grounded, and like you still pay your bills and stuff, but you like go on a lot of trips, I'm seeing. And you don't, not like a lot of trips, but just like you're very free in your schedule and how you conduct your life. And people notice that. And maybe, you know, this could also be like the impression that people get from your social media and whatnot. Yeah, that's really beautiful. Okay, group number 1, almost broke my nail again. Don't know if that would resonate with someone. So maybe Spirit's saying, get your nails done, girl. But I hope that resonated. We're gonna do something different. I want you to comment down below what country you're from. So drop a comment down below. Tell me what country you're seeing this video in. Like, dislike, subscribe. And don't forget to check out my Patreon. We're doing some fun things on there. The fam is growing. I'm posting more videos that only Patreon will get because I keep getting flagged by YouTube. And I'm booking for January, so all you gotta do is send me a little email and I will do the rest for you. Okay guys, love you. Hi, group number 2. If you chose this, I think it's pink opal, it might be tumbled rose quartz. I think it's pink opal. This is for you. What do people notice about you first? What is your first impression? We have vibrancy, the peacock spirit. So people already off the top see you as someone who's very confident, very vibrant, very maybe showy even. We have horse, freedom. Oh, yep, we have I feel confident. So someone who's very vibrant, very confident, very free. Wow, this is gorgeous energy. Take back your power. All is well. And your two, oh my God. Group number 2. You guys always bring some element of sex into my readings. We have the King of Wands and Queen of Wands. Y'all already know I'm getting flagged by YouTube, right? Like they turned off all my comments like the other day. I was like, oh my God, how long has this been going on? Okay. So, well, if it's not obvious, you know, what people notice about you first is that you're very vibrant, you know, very gorgeous. Maybe you have, I mean, we'll get into, you are hot and gorgeous and all that, but we'll get into that. But I do want to say up front that maybe you do your hair differently, or you accessorize differently, or you do your makeup really freaking cool. You know, maybe you're trying out those like pops of like neon colors on your eyes. I think that's so like euphoria, so cool, but I literally cannot pull it off. And slash, I can't do my fucking makeup if it was on my life. And then, yeah, and then like even with the peacocks, they have some like cool things. So maybe you do some cool like eye makeup. If you're a dude, maybe you like bleach your hair, you do something cool with your hair, something different, but you just stand out of the crowd. You're very nonconformist, and people notice that right away. That's their first impression of you. And kind of like along with their first impression goes their second impression, and that's that you do this, you stand out, you're vibrant, you're confident because you're very free. You know, you don't really care what people think about you. You are out here doing your thing. And there's this sense of freedom that comes along with your aura, with your energy, because it's like, you know, in reality, guys, like most people, they don't think that way. You know, most people really, it's not called like conforming to a society for no reason. Like the average Joe, sorry Joe, I always use your name as like a scapegoat, like Joe Schmo from Idaho, but sorry Joe. I don't even know a Joe, but if you're a Joe and you know a Joe, comment down below. But yeah, it's like most people in the world, you guys, like they don't dress freely and express themselves freely. There's still a stigma, there's still a fear going on. It's something we have to change, especially now in 2020. We need to change that. We need to allow people the room to be themselves, but I try to be very conscious, and I am speaking from Los Angeles, California, the United States. So my scope on like this is so normal, you know, this is normality in LA, but I do realize that this is global here on YouTube. And again, I said this in the last group, drop a comment down below, whatever country you're from, which I'm going to announce after this reading, but you know, it ties in. It's like, where I come from, this is kind of normal to do, but I realize that it's not so normal in other cultures. And I see you being from somewhere else, you know, and you could be from LA too, doesn't matter. But the point is, people's first impression of you is that you don't let like society or stigma or any kind of cultural restriction tell you how to be, tell you how to dress, tell you how to do your makeup, how to do your hair, how to look. And I do see a lot of this having to do with your aesthetic as the first thing that people notice about you. Whereas the last group, like some of it was their aesthetic, but most of it was just their power, their aura. But I do see that you have your own superpower here, group number 2, with take back your power. It's like, yeah, like maybe you do come from a religious background or something that is restricting. Maybe it could be as simple as, you're part of the LGBTQ community and it's not accepted. maybe as simply as just by your family, by your parents. So, but you don't care, you know, your personality, what people notice is like you stand firm in your power, you know who you are, you're confident regardless, and there's a freedom, there's like a gorgeousness, a uniqueness, a genuinity to that. And I'm getting fired up right now, okay, because it's gorgeous to see. It's like, it's really like, I do have to give you like a round of applause, because this is harder than it looks, you know, this is hard to do. All is well. Everything's happening exactly as it's supposed to with hidden blessings. You will soon understand. So that might be like a little side message from spirit for someone that needs to hear it. But I'm also taking it as you take things by the day. You know, people see that you're very free because you're also not like, you're not so hard on yourself. You the same rules that apply to society, they don't apply to you. And I fucking love that, honestly. Like, I love you guys, group number 2. This is fucking badass energy. I just can't. Like, I just can't get over it. So then we have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. So literally, like, male or female watching this, you do have a perfect balance of masculine and feminine energy, feminine and masculine energy. Regardless of who's watching, you've got both. You have a great balance, and people, oof, man, there is like a hot sexual attraction here. I mean, people really think you're fucking sexy. And like I said, you could be a completely different type of bird, type of animal, but than what people are used to. But regardless, it's sexy, you know, this confidence is really hot to them. It's like, it's refreshing. It's a breath of fresh air. And there's a lot of sexual energy that comes with you as well. Maybe you're like a little more on the promiscuous side. Doesn't have to be. It could simply be an energy. I mean, fucking Bella Swan from Twilight was not like, don't get me wrong, Kristen Stewart's hot, but like her character Bella was fucking stupid, but she still came with like a big, not stupid, not saying y'all are stupid, I'm just saying she's a perfect example of someone who comes with a lot of sexual energy, regardless of like how flashy they are, how they look, it doesn't matter, it's just energy. But yeah, like, and then even aside from just the balance, I'm not even going to divide genders like king and queen here. I'm just going to take this as whoever is watching this, you know, you're double the sexy. You know, one, a Queen of Wands is like, damn, people see you as sexy, but you have both the king and queen here. You have counterparts. So you're like, whew, you're like model type sexy. Not even that, like, you don't have to be a model to be sexy. Do you see how conscientious I have to be about my words here, you guys? But yeah, you guys are hot, okay? You're hot shit, like, and I think you know that, and I think that's also what is so freaking hot about you. Yeah, love that. You also, I'm seeing people really like your style. I think I kind of mentioned that earlier, like with how you accessorize, but also like how you dress yourself as well. People notice that, and people really like that. What cards do we have here? Okay, so we have Bring Love into the Situation, New Moon in Aquarius, and Luck is on your side, New Moon in Sagittarius. So you could literally be an Aquarius, or you could have Aquarian energy, just like the last group, and kind of be this nonconformist. Or you could be a Sagittarius, which would make a lot of sense because we have the Wands here, which is both fire, so Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. But yeah, you kind of just get your way as well, and like I said, it's kind of your own little superpower you have going on. With All Is Well here, I feel like you guys like are just like these nomads, very spontaneous. You kind of take things by the day quite literally, but it's like luck is on your side. Like nothing is going to really happen to you, and people aren't too worried because it's like they know that it'll work itself out for you. Like you'll figure it out. Like you could be the kid in school or class that's like never does their homework or anything and like last minute copies, and then the final comes and you get like an A, and people are just like, well, that's them, that's what they do, you know. It could be that kind of thing, which by the way, I was so bad at school. Ugh, so boring. I see you guys also not liking school or work or anything that's like normal, which is so cool though. It's like, I love it. I love to see it. And you like don't even care. You know, you're very firm in who you are, your identity and your power, and that's really gorgeous. With bring love into the situation, I also see that you're very loving, you know, with the wands here and the counterparts, the queen and king. I see that you offer, maybe you're a hugger, you know, like your first impression is like, I'm a hugger, and you just give someone a big, nice, warm hug, that kind of thing. You're very affectionate, like maybe you like to hold people's hands and touch their arms, and you don't even notice. You're just like a very physical person. Maybe you dance, I don't know, side note. But you bring love into every situation, and especially when it comes to yourself, and that really inspires people. I'm really getting strongly like inspires people. So I'm pulling some astrology cards. They don't want to come out though. Oof. Okay. No. The moon. Well, that's not on a card, but we have the moon here. So one way I could read that is almost like, ooh, and the sun. Fuck. Okay, so yeah, you definitely could be a fire sign or have fire in your chart. The sun, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. I mean, no, the sun is Leo, but like, I don't know why I said that. It's because we have the wands here and Sagittarius. So there's a lot of fire here. And you could just be a fiery person. You could just have like a huge passion for life and stuff. But with the moon, I'm almost getting that, you know, it's like you give off this impression that you don't give a shit, and I don't think it's on purpose. I think it's literally just how people perceive you, and that's on them. That's not on you. And it clouds people's judgment. You know, maybe when you're dating or in relationships and stuff, people see you as this wild, vibrant, free person, and they mistake you for someone that is promiscuous and unloyal. But that's not true. You know, you are loyal and you're not promiscuous, or whatever your situation is, however it resonates. And so just from the way you look in your personification, people have their own delusions and like unconscious inner responses to you, inner emotions based off their own insecurity. So it's like you kind of trigger people at the same time, people that are not firm in themselves. I feel like people firm in themselves are like, yes, sis, go girl or go guy, like I see you, you know, and they support it. But like, I'm seeing a huge divide. I'm seeing people that like do judge you, and not like you're like doing anything bad. They're just jealous, if anything, and they just don't understand it. They don't understand you because it's, again, not how they were raised, and it's something they don't know how to do. So really at the end of the day, the judgment is jealousy. But I don't want you guys to get like on the defense and feel like everyone that admires you and looks at you is jealous. We also have Virgo and Capricorn. Yeah, because at the end of the day, I think you guys are very fucking genuine people, you know, like you're not doing anything wrong. You just have this beautiful, like passionate, fiery, vibrant energy, and it triggers people that are insecure, and that's their problem because you're the sun and it just shines in their fucking eyes, and they just love living it up in the darkness, and that's really at the end of the day, that's their problem. So wow. Okay, group number 2. So we're going to do something different here. I'm going to have y'all drop a comment below and tell me what country you're from, along with whether or not this resonated. Like or dislike. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, come join us over on Patreon. The fam is growing, and I'm posting more 18+ videos because I keep getting my ass flagged on YouTube. Also, I'm booking for January, so just drop me a little email and I'll do the rest for you. Okay? Love you. Bye. Hi, group number 3. If you chose this crystal that looks really good with my nails, this is for you. What do people notice first about you? What is their first impression? We have intuitive, we have, ooh, magic. Okay. We have, I am a warrior. Wow. I've never seen that. That's so beautiful. Angel therapy. And your 2 tarot cards, we have the Empress and Ace of Cups. Okay. Wow. Hello. So the first thing that people notice about you is that you are this like intuitive, just kind of like ethereal being. Maybe if you were drawn to pile number 1, there's a reason why. It's very similar, the energies here. Very similar, in fact. But with intuitive and the Empress, I mean, that's what the Empress is. She embodies all of the queens. She trusts herself. She listens to herself. She's firm in her identity, who she is. She's independent. She don't take nothing from nobody. He or she, however this resonates. But her intuition is ultimately what gives her this magical quality, because it's not something that is taught. It's something that is learned from experience. With I am a warrior here, I'm seeing that, you know, y'all have been through it. You've definitely dealt with some demons, and I kind of see these people as like demons from like the underworld type of energy, but you know, you guys have been through it. And now look at this girl. She's like, fuck that. Like, I don't even give a shit. And maybe you kind of like helped yourself here with some angel therapy. Angel therapy as in you realize that you are protected divinely. You had some spirit guides. Maybe you've been into tarot, and maybe you've been on a spiritual journey for a while. But ultimately, your first impression, what people see, is that you've been on this spiritual journey for a while. You know, like you're almost like this nomad that's like traveled like all this way through life and experience, and you have this like wisdom and this independence and this firm, solid, grounded, earthy, but also otherworldly energy about you. Yeah, especially with magic here. You know, it's like, I'm sure if I pulled some more tarot cards, you guys would get the Magician, but it's like people see that you have a very magical quality to you. I embrace my transformation. I courageously let go of the past. The magic of nature is in me. I'm brilliant and I'm blessed. So yeah, with all this imagery of nature, I'm also getting that, you know, maybe you spend a lot of time outside. Just side note, maybe you guys hike or very active or very outdoorsy, and people see that about you. And I see a good balance here of you being indoors and outdoors. But most importantly, what I kind of see is that you guys are, you're very, I hate to use the word wise so much, because it's like there's so many different definitions beneath that, but it's like contentness, you know. It's like you're at peace. You're very at peace with yourself. When I was a little girl, side note, I would be so intrigued by really independent women. You know, you can flip-flop it when you watch this reading, but I'm just telling you personally about like my story. And I would just be like, wow, she is so firm in who she was. Like, as a little girl, I was really insecure. I was bullied. I was overweight, baby fat, the whole thing. But now look at the glow up, bitch. Okay, anyway. Bullying is actually very good for your character building. And I see that here. I see that you guys maybe were bullied or picked on, but you would never do that back to someone. I don't see any return of that energy. I just see that you really built yourself up from that. You're very firm, you're very stable. And when I was a little girl, I used to always kind of wish and pray that I would get to that level, you know, where I could just be sitting here on my throne. I wanted boobs as well. I wanted to like develop. I was a late bloomer, and I just wanted to be a feminine, like divine, you know. I just thought that was so powerful, like so powerful. And I see that you guys did all this work in the background of everything. And I also see that you guys got your hands dirty, you know, like you worked for this. Nothing was handed to you. And people see that. That's their first impression of you, is that you're hard and magical and soft and all these beautiful kind of this enigma, and people see that because it's like you did come from a tough past and things were not handed to you, and you have this like ability to kind of grant wishes, whether that's your own or other people. So maybe you've been in some relationships where people have proposed to you, or you know, people have always kind of chased after you and wanted to be with you, and it was never just like, oh, I want to be in a relationship. It was always this like happily ever after. Like you always end up being the person that they picture the house with, the kids with, female or male watching, doesn't matter, you can flip-flop, but it's like you've always been the catch to people. And also at the same time, being the dichotomy that you are, the person that got away, almost like the one that people want to catch but they can't catch at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And the people that have caught you and lost you, it was a big L that they took. Wow, that's a lot of information. Y'all are crazy. Okay. You're not crazy, you're just fucking awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna pull some cards from the Moonology deck. Yeah, but I just see, like, in general, you guys being with this Ace of Cups here, a wish for fulfillment for a lot of people. Like, you are magic to them, and they want to hold on to that. They want a piece of that. Okay, okay. Oh, shit. I think I lost it. Damn it. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, we got it. A new start is coming, and hold your vision. Okay, so with a new start is coming, you know, oh, and this was the one that popped out. Is it? Whatever, fuck it. Be bold and make the first move. Okay. So with a new start is coming, I'm kind of getting that you guys are very transformative, and people see that. Maybe like even on social media, people kind of really see you glow up. Maybe you've had a big glow up, a big come up. Maybe you are like someone that was victim of being bullied, which by the way is fucking not cool. It's 2020, people. And you definitely rose above the situation. And it's because you were very consistent in the fact that you were not going to live like this for much longer, I'm seeing. I see you as someone that really holds your vision, and you're kind of like a spiritual warrior in that way. Wow, what a great freaking name, spiritual warrior. And you have this boldness to you, this firmness that is really doesn't take shit from anybody, but in a very silent way. Like, you almost are like, I have angels and karma's real, you know, like you kind of silently like warn people, I'm getting. Also, you might have like, if you're a girl, you might be more of a tomboy, or I think you fall to one extreme. You're either like a girly girl or a tomboy, I'm seeing. Also, side message, you might be into cosplay, some of you, or like acting or dressing up or fashion or being a model or something to do with like wearing kind of extravagant, different types of really unique clothing. Also, you might have really beautiful hair, very wavy and curly. And if it's more on the straight, it's like the wavy-ish kind of side. Very full, though, I'm getting, very thick. People notice that first about you. They see that. You also might be like a night owl. You don't have to be, but you could be. Let me know in the comments down below. And you also like give the impression to some people that you would make the first move. Like if you saw someone you liked or something, I think you don't have a problem like going up to them and approaching them, which is really, really cool. I respect that. I'm the same way. Yeah. And with step out of your comfort zone, I'm getting that you don't have a comfort zone. Like you have no place being in a place where you're boxed in and it's easy. Like you kind of hold your vision of your grand life, what you want, and you're very comfortable with the outside world. I'm getting, you don't, you know, maybe you travel alone or a lot, and maybe you like bounce around from country to country. I'm just getting this kind of like nomadic character. Doesn't have to be. I'm gonna pull some astrology cards, kind of figure out maybe what sign you are, what kind of energy you have. It'll tell me more about what people notice about you. Whew. Okay. You have the second house, your assets, finances, and the things that you value. So it's like also people see you as very abundant. With the Empress, they see you as someone that can be very prosperous. With the Ace of Cups, someone that they could have something with, an empire perhaps, because they do see you as being this like intuitive being who can also be, you know, can manifest, can get the outcome that you really want. With intuitive here, I'm also seeing that you kind of have this like maternal, motherly, like quality to you. You could make a great mom. You could be a mom. We have Virgo. Yeah, you guys are all like very, we have Leo, very genuine, I'm seeing. The first house, what people see and the impression you give. So yeah, literally what people see and the impression you give. You might want to check out your first house. You might have really dominant sign in your first house and have strong first house energy, because clearly people notice you when they first see you. Okay, that's all the cards we're getting from Spirit here. Yeah, so yeah, you know, you might have this fire to you, but at the same time you might have a lot of earth. You're very grounded. You could have some water, but people see you as very just like the one, you know, like someone that really catches a lot of people's fancy, a lot of their attention. Maybe you have a lot of like secret admirers, a lot of suitors, people that have a hard time like admitting how they feel for you and that kind of thing. Okay, group number 3. So I hope you like that sort of reading. We're gonna do something different. We're gonna have you guys, or I'm gonna have you guys drop a comment down below and tell me what country you're coming from. I just think it'd be really fun to do. Like or dislike. Don't forget to subscribe. Also on Patreon, the fam is growing. I'm out here posting some 18+ videos that YouTube doesn't get because my ass keeps getting flagged. I'm also booking for January, so pop down below in my description box, send me a little email, and I will do the rest for you guys. Okay? Love you. Hi, group number 4. If you chose this tumbled rose quartz, this is for you. What do people notice first about you? We have the Dragon Spirit. That's my favorite card in this whole deck. Dragon Spirit, supernatural. We have the Puffin Spirit, partnership. We have I am beautiful, peace. And for your 2 tarot cards, we have Justice and Strength. Fucking gorgeous. Okay, so the signs that I'm seeing is that you could be a Libra, an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, or an earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Okay, so if it's not obvious, one of the first things that people notice about you, group number 4, is that y'all are beautiful. Like, you're gorgeous. And I think you know that you're beautiful too, because we have this little fairy. She's like looking at herself in the mirror like, damn, I'm hot shit. Or maybe you're just very at peace, very content with your, you know, yourself, the way you look. Maybe you won the genetic lottery and you're like, okay. Comment down below if you're freaking gorgeous, because I'm very curious. Another thing that people notice about you, your first impression, is that you guys are very like content. I keep using that word. I hate to use that word, and I keep using it throughout this reading, but it's like, I love the people viewing this video. You guys are bomb. Like, you guys are all pretty like confident, pretty strong, pretty stable in who you are, what you bring to the table. I mean, I love that fucking energy. Love it. And I see that people first notice about you, one of their first impressions is that you know what you bring to the fucking table. And I see you being very like sweet, but you have like the ability to snap here with the Strength card. Like, at one point you're very peaceful for the most part, and sorry guys, I'm like stumbling on my words. For the most part, you guys are very peaceful, very balanced, and then on the other side it's like, don't fuck with you because you literally will win. And people see that, you know, they're very intimidated by, it could be how like witty you are. I'm hearing witty. You could also just be very intelligent or just very confident. You're also very beautiful, and that alone is a strength because it's intimidating. Maybe you get booed up a lot. Maybe you're in like one relationship to another, or if you're single, don't take offense to that. Like, I see you as being both, very independent, but I only say the first part because it's like, you know, people want to, they definitely want to boo you up. They definitely see themselves having a partnership with you. You might want to check out the last pile because it was kind of similar energy. You're someone that, you know, guys want to be with or girls want to marry and that kind of thing. With dragon spirit, supernatural, yeah, it's like you have this peace because, you know, you're beautiful and you're very wise, you know, you're very balanced with who you are, what you want. Maybe I'm also getting you're just very practical, very logical, like you see things for what they really are, and you're kind of okay with it, and it puts you at ease knowing that, like, you know your place in the world and you have this strength, this kind of silent superpower. If you needed to use it, you could. But with dragon, it's like you're the ancient wise sage. You can shapeshift at will. Mastery is your destiny. Rise with dignity. Yeah. Something that people notice about you, aside from being beautiful, is that you have a lot of integrity. You know, with the Justice card, I'm getting that you guys don't like things to be unfair. Maybe you're activists, or you are philanthropists, sorry. And you guys really care about, you know, starving children and the homeless population and just like different causes around the world, because you just don't think it's fair. Some of the things that go on, some of the things you see, like you would literally, like, you're so beautiful, you could be in like the Miss USA pageant, but you would literally be answering like world peace, you know? Like, that's you. Like, you're like, April 27th is my favorite day, you know? I'm just kidding. I don't see that as like you guys are stupid. I see that as like you guys are very compassionate. You really care a lot, like for everything, for the animals, for the like climate change, all of it. And you're not here for any injustice. You won't stand for it. In fact, I see that if you see it happen in front of you, you have no fucking problem telling people like how it is and what it needs to be. You have a lot of strength. You'll snap. Yeah, and it's like, because you know, aren't scared of anybody, and you have this ability to like tell someone off, even though I don't think anyone would really expect that, you're at peace because it's like you're protecting yourself. And I really like that energy. You also could be very spiritual, I'm seeing. Someone that is very strong in their faith, whatever faith that may be. You also might have really long hair, like really long hair, or it doesn't matter what color, and it could be wavy on the thicker side, the curlier side. It could also be straight. You also might be very curvy if you're a woman, and if you're a man, you might be very strong. You might have very big arms, I'm seeing. And with the Strength card, if you are a man, I'm seeing that, you know, not only are you kind of strong and stable within yourself, like your emotions, but you're also like, you might go to the gym a lot and you might be very strong, literally. And I think that you guys are very confident. And there's like, with the supernatural dragon, I just keep getting this instinct that you guys are kind of like an old soul, that maybe you're a star seed, maybe this is like your first carnation on earth, because there's like a youthfulness to you, like a inner child kind of freedom to you, like a candor where you're very truthful and innocent, and very harmless at the end of the day. But, you know, you're not a kid, and you will snap, not snap, but like, I think you can intelligently conduct yourself in a way where you don't allow others to treat you any type of way. Like, small example, but this might resonate. You could be at the grocery store and someone bumps you with their cart and they totally had enough room. Instead of being like passive and just letting them bump you with their cart, you like turn around and you're like, excuse me. Something like that. And it's not like you don't come from a place of rudeness. You just don't like when people treat you unfairly or treat others unfairly, because you're really about community. Puffin, partnership. Accept yourself and your colorful personality. Feel confident about being you. You're a joy bringer. Let your community nourish and protect you. Ask for help. Teamwork will give you the best results. So I see that like you have a big sense of like working with other people. Okay, so I'm gonna pull some cards from the Moonology deck. Also, before I do, I'm also seeing like with all this light and just these scales here, I'm getting that there's some darkness within you, and people see that, like their first impression. We have the answers you need are coming. So that might be like a side message that you need to hear right now. Full moon in Gemini. You could be a Gemini, like I said, Libra, Aquarius. The answers you need are coming. You know, it's funny because a card that pulled out earlier that dropped on the floor and I put back before I started shuffling again was conclusions are within reach. So maybe you guys are having a issue right now in your real life, and you are wondering when this is going to resolve, when it's going to balance itself out almost. And I do see you kind of waiting it out, being very strong about it. If you want to book a personal reading, I don't know why I'm being called to tell you that, but in the description box below, you can hit me with an email and I'll figure the rest out for you. We have work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. So you could be a water sign as well, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Work through your fears. Yeah, you know, there's a darkness to you that I think scares other people, or it intimidates other people, but it's like it makes you kind of vulnerable, and it is like there's like a vulnerability to you as well. And I think it's because you're pretty open about yourself and your life. And wow, no more cards want to pop out. And you aren't afraid to work through your fears. Okay, so it's time to release negativity. So I'm getting a message from Spirit about you guys needing to release something. My head just started hurting. There's something going on here. And it doesn't really relate to this reading, group number 4. So if you want to reach out even just to talk, send me an email. Okay, so let's get back to the reading. It's time to release negativity, work through your fears. I see that you guys consciously do, you do put in the spiritual work. Maybe you're very good with manifesting or affirmations, or just, it could be as simple as just like working out, as I was saying earlier, like you guys might go to the gym and that might be part of your spiritual routine, which I love. That's very healthy. So I'm going to pull some astrology cards. I know I've been already kind of announcing. We have Aquarius. So yeah, there's a lot of air here. We have the 12th house. This is the area of your life that is overwhelming. You yield to a greater cause and power. So with the greater cause and power, dragon, supernatural, it's like I was saying earlier, I think you guys are like an old soul, and you are like maybe a starseed, like indigo crystal children, and you are put here on this earth to be in the age of Aquarius and extend love and a helping hand and balance out the natural order. Wow, that was deep. And like on top of it, y'all just happen to be beautiful. Someone commented and told me how to say this. What was it again? Chiron. Your healing power, empathy, and ability to teach or learn remedies. Yeah, it's like I said, you guys are very conscientious, very compassionate. It's like you guys are empaths. That's what you are. You're very aware. Your vibration is definitely, you vibrate at a different frequency. You're definitely a lot smarter, a lot wiser than most people. People really kind of like see that off the top. And that has like a little intimidating factor to it, but it's like also you're beautiful, so, and you're strong. So like even me, I'd be intimidated by that. And it's not a bad thing. It's just like an overwhelming energy that is powerful and gorgeous. But yeah, you could quite literally be an Aquarius, or you could be, you could even, I'm hearing, be watching for an Aquarius, but it's like, you're just very conscientious about community. You're so big on helping other people. You don't like to see injustice. You don't like to see people suffer. And you will go out of your way to make sure that doesn't happen. And people see that. And people see that, not only that, but you have like the power to kind of heal others. Maybe you're a great shoulder to cry on. Maybe you're the one that friends come to for advice. But overall, I think, and also side note, you guys could be very talented. I'm seeing some of you have some actual talents. Very mystical as well. Okay, group number 4, I hope you like that sort of thing. We're going to do something a little different here. We are going to drop a comment down below and tell me what country you're watching this from. Like or dislike. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, come join the fam on Patreon. We are out here growing. I'm posting exclusive 18+ readings on there because I keep getting my ass flagged by YouTube. And I am booking for January, so all you gotta do is pop below in my description box, send me a little email, and I will figure out the rest for you. Love you.